people. I forgot to turn my remote on to make sure it's recorded. Okay, we're recording. That's all I do is remote. Nothing wrong with just glancing at it. Focus still on the roads before you guys go, oh my god, he's texting and driving. Fucking Denver. I hate Denver so fucking much. Like, Denver's pretty much the reason why I moved out of Colorado. Colorado Springs sucked. I mean, it sucks by itself. But having to go into Denver for things, oh my god, I fucking despise it. Because Denver's issue is, it's starting to get the big city issues like Atlanta, you know, the triplex of Texas. What are you going off for? I'm literally, what are you reading the fucking crack in the concrete? It has the big city issues like LA, Atlanta, you know, the triplex of like Texas, the Fort Worth, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston thing. But unlike those areas, those guys actually have enough lanes for the most part to keep traffic flowing. That's outside of hour ranges. Denver is pretty much, most of Denver is only 2 lanes. So you, and then you get assholes like this. It's fucking 75. He can't even do, he can barely do 65. And every time I think I'm gonna pass, fucking cars can't the left lane. So I gotta like sit on throttle and keep momentum going. Which I may have to cut somebody off here, which I'm gonna do that. Because I'm tired of this fucking guy not being able to pick a speed. I didn't cut him off. There was a good 70 feet when in front of the car behind me when I was all the way over. But it's fucking Denver, man. I made the mistake. I forgot how bad Denver is. I'm like, oh, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'll just, you know, get rolling down 25, take 76, and it takes to 70, which I missed by 76, went 270. That was a big mistake. And then I'll just, you know, get rolling. Nah, nope. Luckily I wasn't going into Denver. Well, from going from the east side to west into Denver, because it had a lot more slowdown. This side though, going south and the east, oh my, it's still annoying. Still annoying, because it never fails. You got those guys who will go, well, traffic either goes 20 over the speed limit or 10 to 15 under. There is no in between. And then you have like, oh, the lane merges stuff, like, you know, lane ending, merge, and they'll fucking, like, I just had a truck, I wasn't recording GoPro, but I just had a truck sit right next to me. He sees the arrow. I'm ahead of him. Like, he's sitting like halfway down my trailer. He fucking floors it to where now he has to merge in at the same time the lane's done. And I'm left of an option because I can't really slow down too much because there's a car trying to merge behind me, like you're supposed to if you're that far back. And I can't, like, now I'm starting to like having to sit on the zipper just so the guy doesn't run into me. And now that makes other traffic to my left nervous, because anytime a semi sits right inside the zipper, like if you were sit like there's a zipper, you sit right here, people get nervous. Like, they get fucking nervous. They get all paranoid. I mean, it's a generally good rule of thumb anyways if your car to kind of like if you're in the left lane right now, to sit on, it's like have your like sit all the way to the left, like sit right inside that yellow. It's a good rule of thumb anyway, especially because you never know if there's gonna be a gust of breeze or the semi needs a, you know, kind of whip around, like some fucking road damage or etc. So it's generally a good rule of thumb anyways to leave yourself, for both parties, leave yourself as much room. Being from Wyoming, muscle memory tells me to like sit more on, depending what lane I am, in the outside. That way the wind is not fucking, I have more room to work with. Cause we're 8.6 wide. Well, standard 8.6 wide. Pretty much just round up to 9 feet. We're 9 feet wide. And the lanes are what? If I remember right, they're 12 feet wide standard. But there's some that are like 10 feet wide, depending where you are, and that's... So yeah, there's not a lot of room. Like... Not to mention... People seem to think it's relatively easy to keep a semi straight and centered. No, every single trailer is pretty much gonna pull, any truck pulls either dogtails, means it pulls one way or another at the very rear. Like let's see, well, this one pulling a little to the left. It's a little weird. I think it might be because of the wind. Yeah, okay, okay, yeah, see, it's off-centered back there. So let me there. See, I'm sitting on the white line right over there. I don't know if you can see it. But yet the trailer, it's like kicked out this way, very subtly. And with crosswinds, I had to do more of this. It's people just don't understand, and I really wish there was a big educational push about semis and the way they handle and the way they need room. I mean, they're starting to. I mean, about fucking time. Certain states love to, like, if they're in the area and they see you even get, like, just do what that guy did, get in that close in front of a semi, they're pulling you over, give you a ticket. Because, and I do appreciate that. But that happens everywhere, and there needs to be a major educational push so people understand how the way physics and the size of a semi work. Like right now, it takes a lot of. If I had to hit the brakes hard, it's a lot of massive momentum to stop. It's a lot. That's on a dry road. If it's fucking icy or like standing water, etc., the way I had to brake, my braking behavior is gonna have to change. General thumb, cars, if you're gonna pass a truck, try to give it at least 100 feet. How can you tell 100 feet? Give it about a length of a semi. We're a little, you know, it's a little under 73, well, 73 feet. Standard 73 feet. The tractor by itself is standardly by itself usually 20 feet. Trailer, if you're pulling 53, the big boy is 53. There's some bigger and there's some small, but general thumbs, give it 100 feet. That gives it room to not fucking kiss your ass if they got to come to a pretty hard slow down brake, and you don't have to get all nervous too in that hard brake situation. Another way you can see it, and another way you can do it, is if you see the top of the semi in your rearview mirror. So meaning, if you're over there and you look up in your rearview mirror, don't even look at the mirror. If you can see the top of the truck, you're good. Go ahead and get over. And when I say top, I mean at least the clearance lights up there, the row lights up there. From that up, you've given the trucker a good amount of room to work with. That's gonna be about 70 to 80 feet for most cars. But now should be the easy fucking point of the day at this point. Fucking almost took 2 hours to go through Denver. Ugh. Fucking hate it. I hate it. Man, it is awfully hazy back there though. Wait, here it is though, 4 o'clock, oh, 5 o'clock, fuck. 5 o'clock, and it's 60 degrees outside. You know what fucking time it is? It's almost RV season. Fuck me. Why is that a fuck me? Because what that means is now, especially as a night driver, as a nighttime driver, it's already hard to find parking. But even more so, when I gotta worry about these guys who only come out for 3 to 4 months, you know, to travel country. And okay, are they taking up 2 or 3 spots? Believe it or not, some of these fucking RVs, they don't care about us trucks. They can just they'll go to a truck stop, take up 3 spots. I've seen it happen. I've seen it fucking happen. Taking up 2 is common. It's even more fucking hilarious, totally not sarcasm or anything, when you have the 52-foot bus thing, the mobile homes, right? They take fine. You're allowed to row in the truck stop, you're allowed to row in the fucking rest stop, wherever, because you're pretty long. But when you have your fucking family or your fucking cars with you or whatever, and they park right next to you, and combined, you're like 30 feet long. No, fuck you guys. You guys go move your little fucking cars, go park you in the fucking front of the rest stop where the cars. Truck parking is rare, and it's a necessity, and we need it. Well, there's not enough of it. Now, if you can find truck parking literally anywhere, like if you're out in the desert, okay, like down south I-10, plenty of parking anywhere. Like I don't care so much about the rest stops, because when I'm on the I-10, I don't like parking at the rest stops, and I generally avoid truck stops. Just because, I mean, when you're paying for everything, there's less likelihood of only going to a truck stop when I need to shower or do laundry, or vice versa, to take care of those needs, that I don't get hit. I don't wake up and somebody fucking hit me, whether or not it's a truck or a car or a person came over and decided to fuck with me and took off. I don't have to worry about that. Granted, that could happen anywhere. But if a number one place a truck accident has happened is truck stops. Usually what happens, somebody pulls out, doesn't pull out long, doesn't go out long enough, and so when they start turning, the tandems come into the trucks one way or another beside them. Like they'll take off a mirror, they'll take off the bumper. Usually what happens, you lose the mirror, you lose the bumper. There's also guys that just they'll start backing, and like, okay, to me, if I'm backing and I'm quite a bit off the left side, that makes me paranoid. That already makes me paranoid. I'm like, oh shit, how fucking, like, because if I'm like a good 2 to 3 feet off the left side, that means I'm getting awfully fucking close to the right side. And we've had a couple of drivers here where they've had the corner of the trailer on the blind side go right into the sleeper on the truck. That's just somebody fucked up. They didn't set up correctly, or they didn't get out and look. Pretty much, they got too far out the left side. They didn't sink the trailer into the spot enough to prevent it from going into the truck beside them. And what ends up happening is they focus too much on the tandem, which by the way, that's a bad tip. I hear too often, new advice, don't focus on the end of the trailer, focus on the tandems. Bullshit, focus on both. You should take an eye on both. Because if you're at the 40 mark, right, like I am right now, and you only watch those fucking tandems, and you don't pay attention or even worry about the end of the trailer, you have a lot of overhang. You have 10 feet of overhang you gotta worry about. 10 feet! You should always know where the end of your trailer is. The fucking trailer tire, the tandems, easiest fucking thing to worry about. That little hook back there, I don't know if you can see it. That hook, focus on that. Because that is about a foot off the end of the trailer. And I mean, or if it's nighttime, the light, the little fucking light back there, you can't see right now. It's a little like red dot. It's like this tiny. Focus on that. My general rule is always back to the left. Always hug the left. If you hug the left, you'll never, you'll never hit anybody on the right side. Chance of that happening very, very slim. Now, when you hug the left, you still gotta worry about that swing, that pivot. You don't want to hold it. You don't want to hug too long to where it pivots in, and then what happens is it does this because you held it too long, and you swing into the left. Like you swing in, clip the guy on the left. But always hug the left line. Like that's what I do. I always hit the left side because, I explained to a new guy that watched me back, and he was. I don't know, this guy was, I don't think he was getting it very well. Like, I don't know if he had bad trainers in a row or what, but he'd been driving for 14 months. he came up to me and he was like, I like your backhand. Like, you know, you made that look easy. I was like, I fucked up on the setup. Like where I was trying to do a fucking straight line, but I ended up turning up too early, so it ended up being a 45. Whatever. I might just fucked up my setup. Plenty of room. Wasn't worried about it. But even with all the room in the world, I still hooked on the left, because how I explained it to him. If you hook the left side, you could be fucking exhausted. You could be for some reason not able to think straight for some reason. Whatever. But if you can simplify things for your job, simplify it, make it easy in your brain. Not only will it help you in the long run, because you won't have to, your brain won't have to work as hard. You will notice it. So like I told him too, like he had the same issue I had when I failed CDS school the first time, due to bad teachers. I was thinking too much about my steering. I couldn't even straight back. Sounds easy, right? Straight back, just go back straight. No, because every 5 to 10 feet, your trailer will if you just like go back and don't touch the steering every 5 to 10 feet. I think it's 10 to 15 feet. I'm pretty sure it's 10 to 15 feet. Your trailer will off track. It means you'll move one way or another depending on which way it pulls, because most of the trailers pull, like I said, they dogtail or the off track, depending on what you want to call it. They move about 3 feet. So every 5 to just assume 5 to 15 feet, it will off track one way or another 3 feet. Most people, when they're learning to drive a truck, they overthink things. I did this hard my first 2 months solo, hard, because I went from dedicated to on the road, over the road, and a lot more things you gotta do on the over road and think about. Dedicated's easy, especially if you get fucking dedicated where there's a lot of room, easy. But I told him, if you can do anything in your power to simplify your job, to make it easier in the brain, not only will that help you in the long run, you won't be as exhausted by the end of the day, it will also in the long term, years, your body won't feel as rough. Especially if you're driving nights. Nights, you're gonna feel more rough anyways. You're not gonna feel as rested, because bodies are not designed to sleep during the day and you know, run all night. If I, as a night driver, my face generally feels more sore. Shut up. More sore and exhausted. I'm not exhausted. My face is just the way it works. Doesn't help, you know, when you run 70-hour weeks and then it's all nighttime driving with every now and then day runs. But if you can simplify things, steer towards danger. Sounds counterproductive, okay? Now think about it this way, hear me out. If you're backing, right? And you're a little too close on this side, like I am right now. All you gotta do is just turn left. Because when you're backing, turn left, what happens is the truck goes that way, truck goes that way, the wheels do, but it pushes the trailer that way. Just like if you're too close on the right side, turn right. Always steer towards the problem, steer towards the danger when backing. Now, how much determines how close you are to the problem. I can't help you with that. Because every situation is different. The problem, every situational problem is different. But always steer towards the problem. Never be afraid to also pull up. Even if you know you're already in there and you're just, and instead of like trying to do this, you know, just turn and like move it off, just fucking pull up, get out of the pivot, sink it in. If you gotta pull up, do that. Like if you're already halfway in the box, but you're just holding the pivot too long, there's nothing wrong with going up 4 to 5 times. Nothing wrong with it. I fucking still do that because that's my weakness still. I hold pivots too long. Most of that is because I drive nights, so most of my backings are either late at night when you can't see shit, or when I'm exhausted. So I generally don't think about the pivots. I'm getting better at it. I just now hit my 14th month mark. But I mean, if that's my only weakness, because I mean, as long as you don't hit nothing, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. You could have the worst bag. It could have been the most fucking room in the world, but yeah, it takes you 40 minutes to get in there. But you know what? If you don't hit shit, nobody's gonna care. I mean, they might laugh and poke fun, but you know what? Nobody's gonna get angry with you. They might get a little annoyed because there's always gonna be those guys, but nobody's gonna fucking care. Nobody. nobody's gonna care. I know, right? What a subject transition from ranting about Denver and Denver traffic, and then talking about this, and somehow I'm feeling better. You guys make me feel better. Because Denver ruined my mood. Denver soured my mood. I started off good, and then fucking going through Denver. I love you guys for that. I appreciate it. But what's gonna start happening is, because I got a GoPro and it's mounted on my head, I'm probably gonna add in the backings into the load to load, because that's part of the reason why I want a GoPro. I also got a tripod too. I'm not the greatest at backing. It's gonna show. But I don't hit shit. I don't care if I have to pull up out of my pivot 4 to 5 times. My whole thing is, it can be the ugliest back, just don't hit. Don't hit anything. If you don't hit anything, you're a winner. Because nobody comes into the field able to back great right away. I have days where I'm a fucking pro. Like, it looks like I've been doing this for like fucking 30 years. I'm a pro. Like, I remember one time, one of my greatest backs, it was a cramped 90-degree back somewhere in, where was I? I think it was Atlanta. Like, no, I was in Northeast. I was up in Jersey. I don't remember the place, but I remember it now. That's the day I said, no more of this place. No more. I'm not going up here anymore. The reason why I was cramped, there was car parking, like, where you would have used a lot of the room. So I had to be parallel with the dock instead of, swinging out more to give myself more room, because more tractor swing room. But there's a fucking curve 50, like about, I want to say it was like 70 feet, 80 feet off. No, okay, it had to be closer to 60. Now I'm starting to remember this place a little bit more. It wasn't bad. The people were friendly as hell. The people were great. Like, people can make up for shitty fucking docks. That sounds bad. That sounds weird, but yeah. I don't mind shitty docks so much if the people are great about it. If the people, the receivers, the workers, if they're good people, they're friendly, I'm more willing to go back. Because they're willing to work with me. If I need help, they'll come out and help me, stuff like that. But this guy besides me, he's been driving for like 10 years, and at the time I'd only been solo for like 6 months, and I was a lot more hit and miss on my backing skills back then. Like, right now I'm more consistent. Back then I was more hit and miss. But I remember this is I set up perfectly. To be fair, it was during the daytime. I do much better backing during the day. A lot of backing's much easier. Backing's a whole different animal at night. Whole different animal. It's much easier during the day. You can see everything. For example, a tip I use to CDL school is watching the shadow that come off my trailer back there. Watch the shadows. I use that still to this day, because that shadow, that bar, will only be anywhere from, if it's in front of you, only about a couple feet off. But I set it perfectly, and I put it in there in under a minute. Under a minute, do a full 90-degree dock. I was pretty proud of myself. I was really proud, because at that point, 90 is what I picked up the fastest. I don't know why. I struggled with 45. I struggled setting up for the 45, because for some reason coming out of like CDL school, I had in my mindset, it took me a little bit to break this, I always had in my mindset to keep the truck level with the trailer when setting up. Didn't matter wherever you set up, always keep the truck in line with your trailer. Don't know why I thought that, and it worked okay. That worked okay with dedicated, because all the room in the world. So I started getting the road solo and having to unlearn some very, very bad habits I developed, and that was one of them. No, you do not want to have always, pretty much generally the rule of thumb is, don't have your truck in line where they're straight with your trailer when setting up. The straight back, yes, but the 45, no. If you start off already set up for the first pivot, makes your job easy. Same thing with 90 degree. If you're set up where your trailer's set up for a 90 degree, but your truck is kind of like curved downwards the way you're gonna start 90. So like if you're doing a blind or sight side 90 and your truck's curved like this, it makes that first pivot that's getting in there a lot easier. Because if you're setting up already with the trailer or the truck already set up for that, the chances of you not leaving the truck enough room, so leaving the trailer enough room is the easy part, but leaving the truck enough room to either swing down this way or swing out, your chances of screwing that part up goes higher. So if you set up already with that in mind, hey, I need to do a 90, so or something close to that. Start pointing the nose. Already set your truck up that way by pointing the nose of the truck towards that way. You'll see some of this happen over the course of my bags. Like this Tyson, there's a chance I may have to sit on this load for 24 hours if I'm going to deliver. What's going to happen, I guess based on reviews, is I'm not going to be put in the dock. I drop the trailer somewhere and they put in the dock for me, and I bobtail out and go find somewhere to park. I don't know if I like that, but whatever. But we're also going to try, when I find a good place to stop, we're going to try for what the fuck am I thinking? Oh yeah, swap. I don't generally like swaps because the chances of me getting an illegal load that hasn't been scaled, or a shitty trailer that somebody's refusing to take care of, pretty much double. There's already a 50-50 when I go to a receiver or shipper, but that goes up pretty much. That percentage of me getting a bad trailer goes up even more when I'm getting a trailer for somebody else that doesn't care. But hey, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys making, sub and continue to watch. This channel's growing at a consistent rate. Even though I like to get distracted, because I have that shiny syndrome. I can't even talk. You guys really help me, let's say, more relaxed out here. This job, you guys like my social aspect of my job. Even though you guys aren't here, the guys who watch and comment, hell, I've even had a couple guys like, hey, shout out to you, John. I'm glad you know my videos. Sorry, I thought your name was Joe at first because you caught me while I was waking up. I know it's a little late for the shout out, but if you watch this, you watch this. But you found my videos, and you found them helpful, especially since there's not a lot of JCT videos out there. Not a lot of information. Information is power, and power is knowledge. Remember, like G.I. Joe said, knowledge is power. And then shout out to you to Cuevas. You recognize me. I didn't even know you watched my videos. But you haven't joined. You've been here for like a month at this time because it's the first. And yeah, you found me in the Facebook group, so I'm still getting used to getting noticed and recognized. I'm still getting used to that. So far I've had 2 people. It's a little weird. I'll get used to it. I mean, so just, it just will take me a little bit more time. But hey, you guys stay safe out there, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!